Welcome everyone to Every Girl Living's first EveryBODY yoga class. We're so glad that you're joining us today and we can't wait to practice with you. So just a little bit about EveryBODY yoga. It truly is designed for everybody. And so whether you're experiencing any physical limitations or you're in a particular part of your life journey, maybe you're on your pregnancy journey and it's your prenatal or postnatal, whatever it is for you, this is designed for you, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned yogi. You will also notice that I will often have one or both of my dogs with me. And if you are a dog owner, you understand that when you jump on your mat, your dogs are going to join you in some way or another. So you can always bring your fur babies or your human babies to this practice, and it'll be about a 30-minute practice for us. So for today, we are going to be focusing on releasing tension in the upper body. Whether we're sitting at a computer all day or going through a season of high anxiety, we often store that tension in our upper neck, lower neck, in our shoulders, in our back body. And so we're really going to focus on releasing those areas today. My disclaimer always is, even though this class is designed for everybody is different. And so please honor where you are at today, knowing it could be different for yesterday, it could be different from tomorrow, and honor where you're at. And if anything feels forced or strained or just not right for today, you can always back out of that posture and settle into something more comfortable and more suitable for where you're at today, and offer yourself grace in that. So, all right, we will get started. We're going to start in a seated space on our mat. I like to have a blanket. You can have a blanket if you would like, or a pillow handy to just sit up on and elevate the hips. You are welcome to have those. They are not required. And whenever you feel ready, I invite you to come to a comfortable seated space and just begin to settle in. Feel free to close your eyes. That's comfortable for you, or to have a soft, open gaze into this space, maybe a focal point on the floor or the wall ahead of you. And no matter what's going on in your day or what's going on in your morning, the invitation is to welcome yourself to this sacred space and sacred time. I invite you to notice how you're breathing without judgment, with curiosity and compassion. And then you might find that you wish to deepen your breath by expanding more through your belly space and diaphragm, and more through all parts of your lungs, lower, middle, and upper. Allow your exhalations to be equal to or longer than your inhalations. And continue to take several breaths just like this, breathing fully in and slowly out. And hands can be in your lap, on your knees, or you can place one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart to notice even more that natural rise and fall that's happening as you inhale and exhale. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to name in your mind's eye an intention or heart focus for your practice today. Maybe you've set an intention for your new year. Maybe you've set one that you want to return to, or it could be completely new. And this could be a word, such as hope or love, joy, peace. It could be a phrase or a verse. It could also come in the form of an image. Just allow that to come to your mind. And then if you would like to dedicate your practice to anyone internally, just allow that person to come to your mind. This could be someone you dearly love and cherish. This could be someone going through a time of need that you wish to hold space for. This could also be someone that is not a friend or family member or loved one. It could be someone you're really needing to do some inner work on, maybe someone that you're in the process of working through forgiveness or reconciliation with. Whatever your circumstance, just allow that person or persons to come to your mind if that feels right to do. And as you take your next couple of breaths, I invite you just to listen to the words from our holy book, to ponder, to reflect upon, maybe just to allow to even soften already some of those spaces holding tension. And it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. I just want to read that one more time before we begin, and just notice any of those phrases or words that jump out to you or that you resonate with, that are highlighted. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. I invite you to take another full breath in here. Slow breath out, perhaps sighing it out through the mouth. Feel free to, if they're not there already, release your hands to your lap or knees. You can open your eyes if they're closed. And just begin to tuck your chin in towards your neck. Really lengthening through the back of the neck here. Allowing shoulders just to be steady. You might even shrug them up one good time and settle them down and back. Good. We're going to take the chin, still tucking inward towards the chest, over to the right shoulder. You might notice that stretch happening in the left side of the mat. Continue to breathe here. And if you ever want to deepen this form, some options include taking your right hand to the crown of your head and gently tucking in your nose a little bit deeper. You might even take your left arm, flip the palm out, and take it behind your low back. These are all just options. Couple more breaths. Good. We're going to release this side and travel to the other side, drawing the chin over towards the left shoulder this time. And you can stay here, or you can use those variations, perhaps reaching towards the crown of the head with the left hand tucking in a little bit more. Maybe the right arm comes behind the low back. Notice if this side feels similar or any different than the other side. And then when you're ready, you can release this side. And I invite you just to take a little semicircle motion from shoulder to shoulder, taking your chin over to one side and then over to the other side. If you notice any areas that are especially sticky or tense today, you can always pause on that space. From here, we'll begin to return the head and neck back through the center, and keeping the shoulders level, the collarbones broad, we're going to release the right ear over to the right shoulder. And the same options apply in this stretch as the other. You can remain here if this is enough. If you wish to deepen this stretch, you can place the right hand towards the side of the head, gently press in a little more, and maybe take your left fingers over to the left side. And we'll switch sides from here, lowering the left ear to the left shoulder, keeping shoulders steady, and deepening this posture if you need it. Wonderful. We'll come up through the center. Take any other shakeouts that you need, any other stretches. And then I invite you to begin to stretch the arms forward. And you're going to bring the arms forward with the palms facing up, right? So your shoulders are nice and tucked. You might even take a nice big roll to make sure. And we're going to inhale as we flip the palms up. Exhale to bring fingers to the shoulders. Inhale to open the elbows out to the side walls. Exhale to close the elbows. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, palms up, arms out. Exhale, fingers to shoulders. Inhale, open the elbows, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, close the elbows. 1 more time. Inhale, arms out, stretch. Exhale, fingers to shoulders. Inhale, broadening and opening through the heart. Exhale, elbows close. Good, good. We're going to take the arms down and begin to switch whatever leg is in front. Okay? In front or on top. Settle in the sitting bones once again. And from here, we're going to take the right arm across the heart. Holding the forearm. You can just deepen that stretch, almost using your left hand as leverage if it needs to be farther or closer. You might get a good wrist roll or 2 here on either or both directions. And then we're going to begin to lift this arm up, bend the elbow. You're going to tuck in this elbow with the left hand and then stretch over to the left side as you anchor your right outer hip down. So you're grounding through both sitting bones. You're really getting a good stretch in the tricep and in the upper back. Remember your breath. And we'll come right back through the center and switch sides. So arms are going to inhale and lift and release with an exhale down at the sides. Great. We're going to take left arm across the heart this time. Reach for it with the right hand as it presses into the forearm. Go ahead and take your wrist rolls here. And then we'll begin to lift the left arm up, bend the left elbow, reach for the elbow with the right hand, and side stretch over to the right side. Breathe into the side body. Notice that stretch. Maybe every place you're feeling that stretch today. Anchor through the sitting bones. And then on your next inhale, you'll lift through the center, lift the arms. Exhale, arms come all the way down at the sides. Good. We're going to take a couple of shoulder rolls here, just taking shoulders up and back. And then reversing that direction forward. Rolling up and forward. Good. And then from here, we're going to take the arms behind us, intertwine the fingers, draw the knuckles down and back. You can stay facing forward. You can also lift the chin if that's safe for your neck. And then if you wish, you can tuck the chin and begin to lift the knuckles a little bit more back. Some of you may even want to take this into a full fold, and you are welcome to do that. Good, we'll release that. Slowly unwind the fingers, maybe get a couple more wrist rolls, and then we're going to take the soles of the feet together. So heels, balls of the feet, all toes are touching here. You might even flap your wings in our butterfly. And then from here, you're going to hold your toes, your ankles, or your shins. Either of these options are welcome as you begin to take upper body circles to the side, forward, and back and around. Now the beauty of this stretch is it's not only working the upper body, stretching out the spine and the upper body, but also getting a good stretch happening in the hips, which we'll get to do more of next week. And you can reverse your direction of your circle at any time. Forward, back, and around, the other direction. Moving at your pace today, so not needing to feel rushed or hurried, but listening to your inner rhythm and inner pacing. Good. Whenever you feel complete with these circles, I invite you to come forward, taking a little bit of a fold. You might even take your hands in front of you and tuck the head and neck if that feels okay. And then as you lift with an inhale, I invite you once again, you can hold your feet, your shins. You can also hold your knees for this motion. I like to hold my knees. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, I invite you to broaden the heart space, draw the shoulders back, maybe lift the chin. Your tailbone is going to stick out just a little bit as your heart space pulls forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to round the back body, round the shoulders deeply. You're curling in around the heart space and tucking the chin. Go ahead and follow your breath. Once again, listening to your pacing here. Inhaling to expand and exhaling to contract. Lovely. Feel free to take one more round here before settling back into a place of stillness. Great. And from here, we're going to take our cross-legged position once again and just begin to take side-to-side motion, right? Rib cage is going to the left and to the right. And then as you come to stillness here, I invite you to take a heroes. Now, before you get to heroes, if this is uncomfortable, you come right back down to your sitting bones. If this is okay, you can sit back on your heels, knees pressing together, or some people like to sit up on a block, maybe even 2 blocks, taking it underneath the sitting bones, taking the knees forward and sitting on the heels. Toes can be untucked or tucked under if you need that extra lift and stability. And from here, we're going to take the left hand out, fingertips to the mat. Inhale the right arm up and exhale to side stretch. Now in this side stretch, you're going to draw the top shoulder back. You might lift the gaze if that's okay for your neck. And then you might even reach at the diagonal over to the left side, curving the back just a little bit, and then opening right back up. Feel free to take that motion 1 or 2 more times as you lower and lift. And then we will rainbow this all the way to the other side, stretching over to the right. And perhaps taking those 2 or 3 rounds of reaching at the diagonal and then opening the heart back up. And then we'll lift on up whenever you feel complete back to that seated form. And we're going to come into our child's here. So as you come into child's, you are welcome to bring big toes together, knees to outer edges of the mat, or you can take knees together, sitting bones back on the heels. Either one's welcome. Arms are going to stretch nice and straight forward as you rest the forehead. And take a full breath in, a full breath out here. Allow the low back to release, the upper back to stretch and lengthen. And just take another moment to turn your attention inside. Notice any stories that you might have told yourself in the practice, any judgments that you may have had for where you're at. And I invite you to use just that honor, grace, and acceptance that we discussed at the beginning of our practice. Taking time to appreciate your body, to appreciate all parts of your body, even those parts we may have been unkind to. Allow your body to be your temple, your home, your mind and heart, your soul and spirit. And as best as you can today, take time just to cherish it, knowing you are valued, you are a treasure. And you take time to see even your body as a treasure to you, and how it serves you, how it settles you. As you become ready, I invite you to come down to your back body as we prepare for our final resting form of this class, Shavasana. So there are a couple of ways you can do this. I always like to have a little bit of either a pillow or a little neck roll behind my neck. You don't necessarily need that. Our traditional stance is having arms and legs outstretched at the sides, toes flopping over to the sides. You can also come into a butterfly if that suits you better, drawing the soles of the feet together. So whatever form is most restful for you here, just allow yourself to inhabit that form and that space. Breathing fully in and out as you steady your breath, and as you begin to reap the benefits of your practice today. I invite you to release and notice any tension you find between your eyebrows. You might begin to soften your facial muscles and to release any tension you find in your jaw, letting it fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let your heart space be open and free here, and your belly soft and unrestricted. Let your arms and legs be completely supported here, and your hands and fingers, feet and toes, effortless and at ease as we practice the art of sacred rest and of surrender. I invite you to slowly begin to deepen your breath. You might even place a hand over your heart and a hand over your belly. Feel free to make any slight motion that's comfortable to you, such as wiggling fingers and toes, or taking your head slowly side to side on your mat. Feel free to stay here for several moments longer, or if you prefer, you could begin to turn over to either side of your body to rest your ear on your arm and cradle around your heart space. And as you become ready, you can guide yourself back to a comfortable seated position as we draw our hands together back at heart center. And I invite you to take a final full breath in here and full breath out. Take a moment to recall any intention, heart focus, or dedication that you may have set for your practice today. And then my invitation is to take a moment to reflect on how you can turn your intention and your dedication into a committed action. Essentially, how can you take these with you on your journey off the mat? What does that look like? What do you see coming to your mind? How can you embody your intention on your journey off the mat? And I thank you for sharing in this practice with me today. And grace and peace be with you always. Shalom and namaste. Take care, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat next week. Or if you're watching this on recording, whenever you need. Blessings to you. Be well.